So we want to thank everybody for coming out here again this year. You know, it was 9 years ago that about 10 of us gathered together in a friend's field out in Rice, and you know, with the idea of having a tournament. I think at the time we called it the Unknown Unnamed Kayak Fishing Tournament. And at the time it was mostly club tournaments. We just wanted an event where everybody could get together and have a good time, where it was about the fishing and the food and the camaraderie. And fast forward to this year, I think we sold this thing out in about 24 hours. Next year we expect we're going to have to figure out how to handle that. But we want to thank everybody for coming out and for supporting us in this and in our business at YakAttack over the years. If it wasn't for the people here in Virginia, in this area, the 757 and the 804 crew, yeah, that's right. YakAttack wouldn't be here. You know, since then we're known across the country, but in the beginning, when you're a little company trying to get started, you know, it's your friends and your family and the people that you know and that care about you that make the difference, and those people are here in this room. So we just want to thank all of you guys for that. So we're going to start this off with the Star Spangled Banner. I think my girls are going to come up here and do that for us.
I'm gonna try to stick.
Cover challenge.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I never get tired of hearing that song or hearing them sing. So, up until a few years ago, you know, organizing this thing has always been a lot of work, getting all the sponsors together, organizing the event. Where's John Hipsher? John, appreciate all your work out here. I don't think most people realize what goes into putting an event on like this. I don't anymore, because I asked John, what can I do to help? And he said, well, if you kind of get out of the way, I think we got this. So that was a good year to have some time to get out of the way. So John's done an amazing job. I think this is probably the calmest, most prepared we've ever been on the food side, with Jerry, with Vicky, with Dave Kimball, with my mom. Where's Mom? Hi, Mom.
Thank you.
What's that?
Turn it up a little bit.
How's that? Okay.
Deeper.
Thank you very much.
Hey, that way in.
We want to thank the state park. I mean, they donate this facility for us. That's one of the things that helps us raise the amount of money that we do. Most events of this size have a lot of overhead. We have very little overhead, in large part due to the ability to use a facility like this. The state park donates it every year, so we want to thank them. Jack Boswell, those of you that are camping out in the field over here joining the state park, Jack's been and his family have been very gracious over the years, in the last few years, letting us camp there, cleaning up our, it got a little muddy last year. I felt terrible about that. Jack was so gracious, just wanted to know how he could help even more this year. And I said, man, you have no idea. We couldn't do this and host this many people if it wasn't for the use of that field. So we appreciate that. And going back to organizing the tournament, the Shanks over here, Tina for years really helped us out a lot. Her husband Jim was always there right with her, and I understand that Jim might have a birthday. Is that right?
Spanky time.
So I think maybe now it's time for all of us to sing and wish Jim a happy birthday. Probably hand this mic back over to the girls, but I'll just get away from it a little bit. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Uncle Jim. Happy birthday to you.
Luther,
Yes,
I got
sir.
one thing to say.
Okay.
I'd just like to say I'm thankful this year, more so than usual. I had an accident in September. It's by the grace of God that I'm here.
We also want to thank all of the sponsors that come together and support us every year. I think this year we have 5 kayaks and then all of this other stuff here that's given by the sponsors to support what we're doing here, to support the community, and obviously to support Heroes on the Water and Project Healing Waters. Special thanks to Jackson Kayak. We've got a big rig out here that somebody's going to win. Ocean Kayak with a Trident, plus Ocean Kayak brought a bunch of extra boats if anybody needs a boat to borrow. See Greg Franklin. Live Water Sports with a L2 Expedition. It's a 14-foot stand-up paddleboard. It's amazing. What's that? L4? Excuse me, L4. We've got Wilderness Systems with a radar, and Paddle Yaks donated a Vibe kayak. So big thanks to all of you guys. Next year. Also, I think we've got the best captain's bag we've ever had, and big thanks to Hoorag, Chums, Bug Protector, and Beyond Coastal for helping us put those together. So, this is it's about food, it's about fellowship, it's about friends, but more than that, it's about showing the love and support to the veterans that have sacrificed so much to give us the opportunity to live in this country, to work in this country, to live a life that most people across the world would love to live and that we often take for granted. So Heroes on the Water and Project Healing Waters are both outreaches that are great conduits for us to show that love and support, and we appreciate them being conduits, because I think we all care, we all want to do something for the people that we care about so much. It's not always easy to know how to do that. And when you've got organizations that do such great work, that do it responsibly, having them there just gives us a way to do that. And we really appreciate all of you. And Ollie Hughes, is Ollie here? There he is. So Ollie's going to come up and speak a little bit for those that may not know about Heroes on the Water, what they do, and the impact that they're having in our veterans community.
Oh, I hate microphones. I have a loud voice to begin with, so I don't like microphones as much as the voice work. Hi, I'm Ollie Hughes with Heroes on the Water. I run a chapter in North Carolina. I didn't always. I started out as wanting to volunteer for them when I ran across them in 2006 on active duty. Because I heard the premise of what they do. They basically take active duty, retired, multi-service from all over the place, first responders out kayak fishing as a form of recreational therapy. At that point in time, I'd been kayaking for 20 years and had finally figured out you could put a fishing rod on one after a year or two. And it just started, but I knew the value of kayak fishing. I knew the serenity that it gave me, and I knew the community. I saw firsthand the results of what PTSD looks like. I saw what it looks like when it's still in uniform. I saw what it looks like when it's still in uniform and leading other troops that don't have it. I saw the damage that these kinds of things do reciprocally when you come back from over theater. I see what it does to families. I saw what it did to military records and careers. I saw what it did with drug abuse, suicide, alcoholism, all these problems. And when I first heard about Heroes in the Water, I was so excited. I was like, these guys get it. They got something that's going to work, that's going to turn some of this away. It's going to fix it with these guys. I was like, it's brilliant. I wanted to volunteer back then, but they only had 2 chapters. It was a fledgling idea. They were too far away for me to get to. So that was 2006. And I was injured in 2011. I was so excited to have lost a leg, to have an opportunity to volunteer with a chapter finally, because they put me co-located with one, which confused Jim Dolan. He's the executive director that just stepped down this year to retire. You got a guy in the hospital, doesn't have a wheelchair, doesn't have a leg, doesn't have a prosthetic, is still on a significant amount of narcotics, but wants to volunteer pulling kayaks down to the river. So that's how he and I hooked up. And it was, well, for Jim and me, it's love-hate at first sight, because I don't cut any slack for myself or for anybody else. But the most significant thing that I've learned because of my wife and my family and my problems in rehab and my problems with the things the demons I've had to slay from my multiple deployments, was that Heroes in the Water doesn't just save the psyche of the individual. It doesn't just save their life. It doesn't just give them some outlet. We get a family. But it also saves our families. I thought good to go. My wife at the time would have told you I was a raging turd. We'll stick with that. There's too many little ones about. I was not a nice or kind person during my rehab, and I may have looked like me, I sounded like me, but I definitely was not acting like me. I thought this process only lasted 3 years. It turns out, she told me yesterday, it's been more like 6. And I'm still coming back a little chunk at a time. Heroes in the Water saved my family. I would not have a wife or kids living with me if it wasn't for Heroes in the Water. You want to know what it does? It saves lives. It saves the life of a marriage. I love coming here because there's a big sense of family. Same sense of family I've felt in the kayaking community since I started in 2006. There's not a lot of us. There's more that grow every year, and we've managed to keep the sense of family. I come here, even the first year I came here, I felt like I was amongst family and friends. People I met for the first time, people I've known online, people I've met surreptitiously at tournaments, all family. And it still has this feeling. It's a really big family reunion to me every year to come here. I love coming here. Thank you very much, and I'll be here all weekend. Tip your waitress.